Hi there YouTube, this is Lashitsky, also known as Mike, back here with another video. My video today is going to be on the Smackdown brand, and my thoughts on what's going on Smackdown, and how I think they might be able to better increase the brand and get some better viewership. So yeah, let's get it started. Well, SmackDown, my main problem with SmackDown right now is that they're underusing their superstars a lot. Almost their entire roster is being underused. If we take a look at the roster right now, you got. I'm just gonna highlight a few names that I feel like are being kind of wasted. The Big Show, Christian. Kofi Kingston, and those are the main ones, I think. And also Jack Swagger. Those are the main ones that SmackDown is kind of wasted. They really haven't done a very good job of keeping solid feuds, and even their matches are very kind of just boring to watch. They've had some pretty good ones, and they started the year off not bad with their first show. They had some good matches, but they really weren't that entertaining. I mean, personally, I feel kind of confused by the fact that even on some weeks on SmackDown, they have some superstars fighting more than once, which kind of just is really, really dumb. Because like you got an entire roster and you're putting guys in 2 matches. You got like Rey Mysterio fighting twice in one night. You got your main eventers fighting twice. Like what the hell is this? Like you got an entire roster here. I mean, granted, most of them probably aren't that entertaining to watch, but they're still on your roster and you could do something with them. You're throwing away a lot of talent. Christian is blatantly underused. He's a former wrestler in the WWE, went to TNA, came back. Vince McMahon really has a problem with Christian. They have personal issues, which is why he'll probably never be champion in the WWE, other than, well, he was the ECW champ, had a lengthy title reign. That's probably what kept Christian content at the WWE, was just being ECW champ. But that's not enough. I mean, really, ECW was near the end. After the ECW, the old ECW, the originals left, it was horrible. ECW was pretty much development territory other than anything else, because they really just developed other superstars to come up into the Raw and SmackDown brands instead of actually being a dominant show. Like they had like CM Punk on ECW developed, Sheamus, Kofi Kingston, tons of guys that were on ECW that came on. But continuing on, and then you got like Jack Swagger. This is probably one of the worst I've ever seen, because he's a former world heavyweight champion, and then you just throw him in the gutter. Like he wins the Money in the Bank, and I'm intrigued. I'm like, maybe this could be good. I was concerned because he has a speech impediment, and that might have affected his mic skills. He's gone better with it though. So he wins the world title. He loses it a little bit while later, but I mean, I thought that he was developing as a superstar. He's really just done a good job getting himself more acquainted on mic, and doing better with. He's a really strong superstar. He's got good skills in the ring, former All-American, and then he loses the title, and you just gotta toss him in the garbage can and kind of go, all right, who's next? That was a waste. So that's Christian and Jack Swagger wasted. You also got people like Kofi Kingston, who you just you just have him compete for the Intercontinental title every week. It's like, come on now. I mean, I'll admit it. Kofi Kingston is entertaining to watch whenever he's in the ring. So I don't really, as long as I'm watching Kofi Kingston on SmackDown, I don't have a problem. But he needs to be asserted more as a top main card guy. I mean, he's been in the WWE for a little while now, and I feel like he's had a run with the U.S. title, Intercontinental title, tag team titles. Now you got to bring him up more. If you're willing to do something like take somebody like Sheamus and just give him the title after his first match, then you can't even put Kofi Kingston in one title match. That's the problem with SmackDown, is it's taken the younger superstars such a long time to get developed. You just keep giving the main eventers on the matches. Undertaker and Kane, Edge, occasionally the Big Show. Really no one else, Rey Mysterio, and of course Jack Swagger. Really no one else ever really fights for the title. So that's a problem. A big problem there is they're not really developing their younger superstars as higher card guys. They've got their mid card is pretty solid. in Cody Rhodes in the mid card. You've got Drew McIntyre. You had Dolph Ziggler in the mid card. He's now a main event for the world title against Edge, which is going to be interesting. I'm intrigued to see what happens there. But you've also got other guys in and around that area. You've got Wade Barrett now on SmackDown. That's going to be interesting. Apparently, Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel are there now. I'm excited to finally get to see them go fight as singles wrestlers. That could be fun to watch. So I'm intrigued by that. But other than that, I mean, they're really just not using their superstars. Probably no serious feuds going on right now. Even when they do start a feud, they don't finish it probably. Like the Edge Kane feud was okay, but it really just got kind of boring after a while. I mean, the Paul Bearer thing just got sickening after a little while. It was just boring to watch after the first, like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. Rey Mysterio and Alberto Del Rio, their feud really never got started because of the fact that Rey Mysterio got injured. So that kind of got washed down the toilet. Then you got The Undertaker, who really, he only comes back now at WrestleMania. He goes in, gets the title, takes his time off, comes back at WrestleMania, gets the title, leaves, gets the title. It's really just a recurring streak. So he really isn't solid on the roster all 12 months of the year, or someone that is going to be counted on now because he's getting older, and that's understandable. But you got to get the face of SmackDown really right now is Edge and Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio is plagued by injuries too. So they got to develop some serious feuds to get people more interested. They got to develop their superstars. They got to show their mid-carders. They've got to get the fans more interested in their mid-carders and get the fans more into them, and just have them behind them. Kofi Kingston is one guy that the fans love, but he's just underused and just stuck with the title, holds it, never defends it. He needs to get pushed more. It's a serious issue. And Jack Swagger, all those guys, they're being wasted away, and they're not. I mean, you can even do a good mid-card feud with some guys. Kofi Kingston, Cody Rhodes would be a good feud, actually. Even Kofi Kingston, they did a Kofi Kingston, Drew McIntyre, but their feuds lack passion. They lack they just throw them in there and fight, and then they just attack each other. But they lack the background of a feud to actually get it going. So that's really something that they've really had problems with, and that's why SmackDown is just not intriguing right now. So that's my thoughts on the brand right now. Give me your thoughts as well, and I'll talk to you guys later.